weren't able to. Okay, again, hi, everybody. Tina Campbell, the New York and Connecticut Master Networks regional partner, also the advisor on culture and retention. How about you, Sarah? Like to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Sarah Bunge. I'm the regional partner for Master Networks in Minnesota, and I'm also the director of our Master Networks University. So glad to be here with you guys today and share Tina and I. This has been a labor of love, hasn't it, Tina, to get this all ready for you. So we're excited to be with you today.
And just to let you know, we're going off of the members packet that we sent you. I sent you in the email for this meeting. So please, when you have a chance, if you haven't seen it, you can pull it up and take a look. Otherwise, because that's what we're going to be referring to really this whole meeting. I want to just talk to you a little bit about why new member advisors, and then I want Sarah also to weigh in on this. So new member advisors, it really turns out we hold them very, in very high esteem in this organization. You are the first line of, you're the director of first impressions right there, when people are starting. And can you imagine like just like orientation, that first week of college, if you went to college, or first week in whether it was high school or wherever, that if you didn't even know what was this about, what this was about. You didn't know, anything on how to maneuver, how to navigate. And that's really where the new member advisor come in. You think of yourself as the mentor to the person that's just starting, because you know that there's little tricks and ways to navigate this that you just wouldn't know unless somebody told you. You guys know by now. I tell new people, don't stand on ceremony, make face-to-faces, don't wait for people to make the face-to-faces with you, or you're just going to sit there. Things like that, that you can really mentor, or, if they don't understand how to get in the hub, whatever it is, it's so important. And we know based upon surveys, any company, any organization that does onboarding, the retention is, I don't even know, I don't know what the percentage is, but you can imagine it's got to be at least 30 to 40%, if not 50% of a retention factor in the first 6 months. So we know that. So you guys are so important. Now I want to tell you why it's important and good for you. Of course, it's part of our core values, which is contribution, right? You are part of the top tier in leadership. You are being seen and getting noticed. And leadership, I always say leaders lead. You can't stop them. And also leaders get a certain amount of social currency by being around. Their faces are being seen. People are getting to know them. So you have that social currency. And more importantly, it's good for your business. Because if you could imagine that you're the first person people are really getting to know besides their sponsor most of the time, right? That you guys have the opportunity to make these strategic partnerships with these people, as you do a face-to-face with these new people. And we're going to talk about kind of like what we could hope to have you do in that first week, second week, so forth with the new members. I want you to think of it as a benefit to you and a benefit to, contributing to your chapter, please. And that's about it for me. Sarah, do you want to talk about a little bit what it means for the training and training a new member?
Yes, so important. If you're a numbers person, we have done the statistics that Tina was referring to, that generally if a member will stay for 90 days, they're going to stay for at least a couple of years. And if we can make that first 90 days just stellar for them, and that they feel welcomed, they know what to do, they know what steps to take to be successful, that will just set us up for those strong chapters that we want to have. We've had an orientation for quite a while, training available for new member advisors, but we had to update some things. We got feedback about it. One of the feedback items we got was it's too much all at once. And I'm an education person at heart. That's my background in my profession before Master Networks. And it is too much. There's only so much people can take in at a time. So we've really listened to that feedback and talked to people that were doing the training and to new members to put together something that will be more successful for you as a new member advisor and that new member coming in. so they don't feel quite so overwhelmed. So we're really excited. And, there's being welcomed and feel welcomed in a group is one thing. Knowing what to do next is the next step, right? Knowing where to turn. Now, you maybe have people that have networked for years. This will be a piece of cake for them. They're going to slide right in and just fit in the group and start getting active. And you'll have others that haven't done. When I first started Master Networks, I had never done formal networking like this and had no clue what I was doing. And luckily was mentored and figured it all out. So you can really, tailor this to that person as well as, if they've been in networking for a long time, you may not need to spend as much time, but we also want to make sure they understand our culture and the tools that we use to be successful throughout this. So like I said, this has been a labor of love that we've worked with the national leadership team, new member advisors across the country, and new members to put together. So we're super excited to have new tools for you to continue to strengthen your chapters.
Great. So Sarah, what I want to do now is I want to split you out into breakout rooms. I just want you all to, give each other, your sound bite, and we'll give you a few minutes just to get to know each other. We feel like, as always, it's so important to create a community inside of a community. So I'm also going to ask you at some point during the meeting to please put your contact information in the chat. And so that we're going to do is we're going to ask you all to take the contact information with you. We'll show you how, and therefore start connecting, because I'm telling you, opportunities, as we know, come from every direction, every part of the country. So again, you're going to meet some people right now in 2s and 3s, and we're going to bring you back, then put your stuff in the chat after that, and then we'll start the training. Does that make sense, everybody? Everybody cool with that? Okay, cool. Let me open those rooms. What do I always say? Please be positive. Positive. So enjoy your rooms. Sarah, you can go in one too. The recording. So hopefully you all had just a little taste of meeting each other. Again, don't forget, put your contact information in the chat. You can all take it with you. And I hope that you'll make a face-to-face with one person here at least. Maybe remember follow-up Fridays. Today is Friday, and follow-up Fridays is a great way to follow up and see if you can make schedule an appointment with each other. So I'm going to turn it over to Sarah to speak, and I will be your, I'll work the hopefully the picture in picture. So if you want to, anybody that wants to open up the document that I sent you in the email, it was the member workbook, and we're going to use that to show you where we need to where you need to be. I'm going to share my screen. First thing I'm going to show you is that. If you guys can,
there's some kind of feedback going on.
yeah, could you mute yourself if you're not speaking, please? That'd be great. Okay, so does everyone see that? This is what you should have received with my email. Sent it again yesterday. So when Sarah's going to talk about, a particular, let's say a particular page, there are page numbers at the bottom. And this is what it looks like. This is going to go out to all members, but you guys have the first look and the first explanation of it. All right. Sarah, I'm going to next pull up the document that's going to go out to everyone. And this is going to be your individual new member advisor agendas. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, great. So as Tina mentioned, this booklet is the booklet part that she sent you is for the new members. Right now it's in virtual format, PDF, where I hope at some point we can also have some for print. So as like a regional partner or your chapter leadership might decide to actually have those printed and given to members. But for now, we're going to go with the virtual version until we really get it honed in. We're really excited though. It's we feel like it's 99% there. And once you start using it and we get it out there to you, I believe you'll have some feedback for us and some thoughts on that. So we look forward to that once you're getting out there and using it. So what you see is the beginnings of a facilitator guide. And again, with your feedback and as you use it, we'll continue to grow out this facilitator guide. so that as other new member advisors come on, there'll be a course in MNU that they can take and know exactly what they need to do as a new member advisor. So what we did is we set up a series of 4 meetings that you would have with the new member over a time period. Again, so they don't have that fire hose feeling like, I just learned everything about master networks, and so therefore I remember nothing. We're going to take it in steps with those people. So in the very first week, we'd like you to try and get with that person within the first, I thought I had that on here.
Before the next chapter meeting.
Yeah, I thought I had that. Oh yeah, there it is. Before the next chapter meeting. Huh, sorry about that. Yeah, so if it's possible, if they join 1 week, it would be great if it works in your schedules to make sure you have a face-to-face with them, Zoom, in person, however you want to do that, as long as you have access to a computer, because we want you to have them be active during this and not just listening. So your step 1 is going to be completing, well, first of all, do the overview of the journey. Sorry, this is new to us too. Can you tell? I'm still learning myself as I go here. So we have the journey. So that's that 1-page document. That is their success. This is your plan. This is the journey that you want to be on to become a great Master Networks member. And that's what you're going to take them on through these 3 meetings, and then a 4th wrap-up meeting is this journey. So we separated out the journey a little bit so it isn't so much. So step 1 on that journey is to complete the new member orientation. And that's on page 6 in the book. So you're going to have that booklet pulled up on PDF or printed, however they want to do it, because it does print out very nicely as a PDF.
Can you see that on the screen, sir?
Yeah.
Okay.
The facilitator guide?
No, your Master Networks journey.
No, all I see is the facilitator guide.
Okay, because I'd like to talk a little bit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, if you want to pull up the new member guide, and then I'll send everybody the facilitator notes.
Okay.
So yeah, so there's the journey. So step 1, and they're going to go in a circle, and obviously, you know, our tagline, connect, share, prosper. So if you want to connect, share, and prosper, these are the steps that you need to take to be successful. So this is something we've had for a while. We updated it and improved it, and always making things better. And then if we go on, Tina, then to step 1, is we want people to take those orientation classes in MNU. It takes far less than an hour. I think somebody said it's, I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head, but it doesn't take super long for someone. And so what you want to do is you want to have them log into the hub, which they should have gotten an email. Once you become a member, there's an automatic email that comes out. So they should have that email, help them get into the hub. Don't go through the hub yet, just get them right into MNU by clicking on that link. Now, if they don't have their account set up, that isn't an automatic one. It's just at some point we want that to happen, but right now it doesn't. I'll have a link on this facilitator guide. They can click on the link and create their account and immediately get in. There's no waiting. So if they haven't done that already, again, it's an email from HQ, but some people miss it. You can help them get their account set up right there. Take them, show them, look at all these amazing courses. There's a lot in here. For now, we'd like you to focus on these member orientation courses so you can help them a little bit with that navigation. The other thing I worked on as I finalized this document, the facilitator guide, is just kind of for our knowledge, how does this fit with our core values? That's something I'm learning from Tina so much is, you know, look at our world of Master Networks through the lens. So really what we're looking at in MNU is our core value of accountability, right? That you're a new member. We want you to jump in and take these classes so you understand your membership, you understand Master Networks, because A, it's going to help you be a better member, and B, it's going to help them share Master Networks with other people. When they're more versed on what happens and what it's about and all that's involved, they're more excited to share it with other people as well. So you have them log in, help them get in their account set up. So then we don't have anybody like, I don't even know how to do this. I've never heard of MNU. You're going to help them get right into that. Step 2, when people are new to something, that's when they're the most excited about it. So we really want to help them look at who else can I bring into this? I'm excited to join. I've already met a couple great people. This is why I'm here. How can I share it with other people? So at the bottom half of this page, you see, again, just do a quick overview of the affiliate rewards, because even though we go through that in our chapter meetings and they maybe heard it, it doesn't stick. We're realizing this is such a unique thing that we do. No other networking company does, that it takes a bit for people to understand that it's I've had people say, oh, I get $10 once. No, you get $10 every month. You're both members. You can sponsor as many people as you want. It can be your chapter, any chapter in your region, any chapter in the nation. So just give them some of the highlights of that, and then we can go on to the next page. And many of you are probably familiar. We updated this a little bit. It might look a little different than the document you have been using, the industry spheres, and help them look, where do you fit? You know, which sphere are you in? Are your power partners already in there? Who are some of your other power partners you want to ask to come in with you into your sphere? And just in general, look at the other spheres and see who else they might know that they want to invite. So the spheres document just really helps, especially if they've not been in a chapter, you know, put that picture together of how the chapter as a whole operates with the spheres and the power partners. And then we go on to the next page.
Can I ask a quick question, Sarah?
Of course, Brian.
That first page that you showed, the checkoff list, that's a separate document from this? Because I'm not seeing it in the one that.
Oh yeah, the facilitator guide is separate. I'll send it out to
Sending it
everybody
out, yeah.
after.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, you don't
Perfect,
have that one
thanks.
quite yet. Yes,
Okay.
great question. Yes.
Okay.
And it's really just kind of bullet points so you know where you want that conversation to go. However, I want you to put your spin on it and your experiences as well. We added a couple scripts on there. We're finding many people, you know, there are those people out there that network all the time. They love talking to people and inviting is a breeze. Other people, it's a little bit of a newer skill. So we have a couple scripts that they can use and kind of tweak and make their own. And then obviously we've got our 45-day game plan, which has been around, almost since the beginning of time with Master Networks. We've had this document for a while. So again, it can help them out in looking and really try, for those people that love to track things. The second page allows you to write down, if we go to that one, Tina, you've probably all seen this. This is where you can write down all the people that you might want to invite just off the top of your head based on this short conversation, or later, you know, ask them to spend a little time. Who is it that you might want to bring along on this journey with you, or a colleague that you might want to get into another chapter? So while it's fresh in their mind and they're excited, let's go ahead and have them put some of that information down. It's also good to understand what the 45-day game plan is. Share that with people. So again, if they're excited, you know, they're excited to get that $200 back, that gets them motivated to invite those people right away and get their 3 people.
I don't know if that you mentioned, I'm not sure you mentioned about the $200 back.
Yeah, so that's right now. What I'm talking about now is that get them excited where they're most excited, because if they see they can get their application feedback, they might be even more motivated to quickly invite and get the 3 people sponsored and watch those orientation videos so they get their $200 back. Yeah, and that's on that little black box. So in case you forget that, if you just kind of go through what's on that page, it spells out all the details right there. Okay, so again, people are the most excited at the beginning. So let's help them bless other people with that invitation to visit a chapter. And this core value under here is results, right? We want to help them see results by bringing other people along and helping them build their affiliate rewards. All right, we can go on to step 3 already. So this is still the first meeting. So we want to get them into MNU, taking orientation, help them get excited about bringing other people, and then we want to get them into the hub and workplace. So if we go on to page 10, there we go. So not a ton of details here. So this is going to be an active piece where you're going to have them actually go back. You know, they should be logged into the hub already. You help them get in there to get to MNU, get in the hub. The things we are right now that we feel you want to go ahead and help them do is look at updating their profile, because there's only limited information on that sign up form. So there's a lot of details about them and their business that don't go in the profile. So help them go ahead and update their profile, find their affiliate link. So again, as they're excited about inviting, we want them to know they have their own personalized affiliate link to use. How do you find other members in the directory? So if you're looking to expand your network, you want to connect with other chiropractors in the region, you want to know who else is there, help them understand how they can look nationally and use our directory. Log their face-to-face meetings. We really want people to make that a habit from the beginning. It's important for all of us to have those results. And so having those results for the chapter, we only know those results if we track them. So make sure right away they understand how to log a face-to-face, send a referral, and record their ROI. If you need to brush up on that, you can refer, there is a class under member orientation, there is a video about the hub now. It's been there for a little bit, so you can go to that resource, and you can also point them toward that resource. So we really want people to understand the hub is where all the magic happens, and we want them to be spending some time in there. Anything else on that one? Tina, jump in. I mean, please make sure you're
I just want to
jumping in.
make sure everybody knows that they will never see themselves in the directory. The profile is where they need to check to make sure what everyone else sees in the directory is correct. Most importantly, when people are looking for their region or their chapter, it's always going to be under the drop-down menu, my chapter, my region. Because I get all kinds of questions about, oh, I'm not in there. And I'm like, well, the hub knows it's you're logged in. So this way you're not actually being shown because it knows it's you.
Good point, because I did have a member really panic, like, what's going on? I'm not even in our directory. So yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, the my chapter. Carolyn.
Can I ask a quick question? Why is that? Why don't you
Yeah.
have us in there?
I don't
I'm
think
curious.
that's right, to be honest.
Like, is there a reason why that you
It's
did
just-
that?
It was technology because it's the way it was built, because it does all the tracking for you. So it knows it's you, like when you go into to use it for tracking, getting reports, all of that. For whatever reason, it's like you are the owner of that like little CRM.
Okay, because I'm saying that because when I was doing somebody else going on and showing them how to use it, I saw their list and I saw my name and there was something wrong in it. So I was like, oh,
Go to
I never would have known
profile.
that if I wasn't looking at his list.
Well,
That's
you
why I was
should always
curious
be
if there was a
checking-
reason.
You should always check your profile, which is on the top of the
Yeah.
you log into the hub, next to your
Yeah.
name, the drop-down menu says profile.
Right.
Always
I-
check that.
But a lot of times the profile, I have seen this, the profile says one thing and there's an error that doesn't show up for some reason. I don't know
well,
why.
That's what you can actually just send an email to support. It's support@masternetworks.net.
Yes. Yeah, I
And
figured that out, but the only
yeah.
reason I knew it was because I was looking at somebody else's share
Okay.
screen.
Okay.
I never would have known it because I couldn't see me. It's a computer thing. I was just curious if there was a
Yeah.
reason you left it out. It was just the program.
Yeah.
No, it's just a
And that-
program.
Yeah, and that way, as you use it, it attaches your referrals to you, your face-to-faces.
Right.
It's just, yeah.
It's all the, it's
technology, right?
attaching, your information to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've got the hub. There's a lot there, but these were the most important things we heard that we really feel like at the very beginning, we want new members to really hone in on the hub. Then we want to move on and make sure they get into Workplace. So if you haven't done it already, make sure you're using it. I am finding the chapters and members that really get into it are loving it. There was some resistance at first. I will tell you that because it's like, oh, it's one more thing. But once you get that one more thing plugged into either your PC or it's on your phone, then that's the only place you have to look for Master Networks communication. So that's why I tell people you can really time block your day, like maybe 5 minutes in the morning at the end of the day, I'm going to check Workplace and see what's happening with my chapter, other members, messages from HQ, because you have no idea what Workplace is. I will share that. There's a lot of people that don't. So no worries, Debbie, no worries at all. It's something that we've been slowly rolling out over the years. So don't worry about that. I'm glad you let me know. Because your chapter can actually have a secret group in Workplace as well. And so that way, any information you want to share, you don't have to worry about Facebook Messenger, text messages, email, where is it going to be? It's in one place. So Workplace is something that's owned by Facebook. It's a product of Facebook, but it's like our own private world for Master Networks only. There's no ads, there's no sharing from external, it's just Master Networks. And so it looks a lot like Facebook. You can post, you can chat, you can actually do video chat within there. You can add files and images, everything actually, I think it's even better than Facebook. There's a few more features in there. And so when you text this number and get added in, you're automatically added into Master Networks Inc., the main group. And so there's groups in there. So your regional partner may or may not, have already, we're still working on this and getting things more defined and set up. So your chapter can have a secret group. I have a secret group for my whole region. So I can get messages out to the entire region as well as individual chapters. So it's our communication tool because we were getting lost on Facebook. You know, that was a tool.
Yeah, we're working on that because some of our groups have been using things like WhatsApp and things like that to
Mhm.
communicate. So we'll be slowly rolling that out for anybody that wants to. But right now, you as an individual, not even, don't worry about the chapter or whatever, but as an individual, you have the opportunity to speak to everybody in workplace as another communication tool to spread out around the country.
Yeah, Jennifer.
Yeah, does the email address for workplace need to match what is for master networks?
Yes.
It
And the reason
should.
why, yes,
Because some people
because-
also have multiple memberships and they have to use different emails.
Yes, you have to. See, let me explain why. In the program, in Master Networks, the differentiator or the kind of the key field is your email. So that's why it can't be, if you have two, let's say you had two memberships, they have to be different because you could have the same telephone number for the two different, but you can't have two same emails because it is the one either qualifier or what, I'm not sure what a programmer would call it, but it's the key field.
Yeah, that's your identifier.
Yeah.
Really for you as a member is that unique email address.
So
Yeah.
do they need to have then two workplace profiles?
If it's
No.
the same business, no.
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 You can just use one. And it's a great opportunity, as Tina was saying, to network nationally. So again, just to keep that in mind as a benefit for people, not only is your communication in one place, but you can make some awesome connections. I had a member in Minnesota, she's like, man, I love Stephen Orfis's posts and he's so active and he's doing so great. And I said, well, I'm going to challenge you, don't just comment, like do a face-to-face with him, connect with him. If you think what he's putting out there is really cool, don't just say, hey, cool stuff and like it and comment, do a face-to-face, see what you can learn from Stephen. So we're having some really fun interactions with our members nationally on that workplace tool. Any other questions? I want to make sure. Tammy, go ahead.
Well, I don't want to put myself down, but I'm really not that tech savvy. I try to be, but when it comes to like, when we are doing this orientation, I'm not good at like sharing my screen and stuff like that. Is that what we're supposed to be doing? Because a lot of times I will tell them to pull it up and I'll walk through, like they're looking at it, I'm looking at it instead of doing it on my
That's fine.
laptop.
That's fine. Yeah.
Also, I just tried to I have a Samsung and a lot of people don't have an iPhone. So on the Samsung, when it says here, head to www. So I did that. And then it says to go to the bottom. And I don't have that thing to download.
Well, what you're talking about is bookmarking. Does anyone know how to bookmark on something other than iOS?
I
Michael?
did
Yeah,
it, but I
yes.
don't remember at this time.
Michael?
Yeah, I'm trying to think too, because I have a Samsung. Let me see.
So this is
maybe-
what I have current, this is
Yeah,
what's
so what you got to do is there's the three dots in the top right.
okay. Yes.
If your phone, just click that, and there's a
And then-
bookmark spot.
Click on bookmark. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And then
And then you will be on your your screen, your main page on your one of the main screen on your phone.
Phone.
Yeah.
okay.
All
All right.
right.
I'll try.
Okay, so thank you, Michael.
Yeah,
Let's
thank you.
keep going.
Yeah. So workplace, if you have other questions, I'd be glad to stay after and chat for a bit too, or, set up a time so you feel comfortable with workplace. So we just want to make sure people are plugged in to the tools that come. And I want to tell you, you won't even recognize the hub come next year. Just saying, there's a lot of cool updates and a lot of great things that are coming with version 2.0. Okay, I can't say any more, or Chaz will yell at me.
Tammy?
Sarah, just a quick reminder, because I want you to love Workplace and I love Workplace, but make sure when you set it up, immediately turn off the notifications. Or you
email,
will
yeah.
get 50 of them in a day and you'll go, what is this annoying app or whatever? So just turn those off and then go to it when it's convenient and look at them all at once, because then you'll love it. Okay.
Yeah, you are so right, Tim. Just like any other app, it has, you can specify the notifications you want to get and not get. Good point. Because I too, at the beginning, I'm like, I'm getting 27 emails. I can't handle this. I don't mind the pop-ups on my phone, but the emails. So go ahead and make sure you customize that. Thank you, Tammy. So great tools that we have there. And then we have a page. So this is the end of meeting 1. So your overall goal is to share the big journey, get them into MNU and ask them to complete the orientation, go over affiliate rewards, and then our tools. And so this book is theirs. So really what they need to do before your next meeting are these action steps. So get logged back in, take the orientation, list who you want to invite, update your profile, and activate your workplace account and update your profile and workplace. So these are their action items. And hopefully by the time you meet with them for step 2, that they're going to have taken care of these, or you can coach them through if they had some struggles. Make sure they have your contact information. They may get in touch with you if they have some struggles through that, and you can help them. Then we go on to meeting number 2, which we would like you to have within about 10 days of your first meeting. So within that next 10-day period. So when you end meeting 1, schedule meeting 2 with them. And then this one, we're going to focus on building relationships, creating presentations, and determining their business goals. So we're going to go into bond. So this is a great opportunity for you to share about bond. And then I'll let them know this is something that we do the first week of every single month. We focus on bond. There is amazing training. If you want to understand a little bit about the history of bond and get into more detail, MNU under our 5+1 category in MNU, there's a ton of training in there from Chaz. And I think there might even be a little from Dave Jenks in there too. So give them an overview of bond. Let them know what you want to do is set a goal for scheduling face-to-faces. I usually tell people in the beginning, especially, do 1 to 2 a week so you can start to get to know your fellow chapter members. Our core value number 1 is relationships. This is how we do that, by getting to know people. Even just in that short, 5 minutes Tina gave us today, we're already connecting and laughing and having fun and sharing some common struggles with kids and online learning in our group, right? So you walk through this, give them an overview of what bond is all about. And then the cool part is we have a couple pages of resources for them to help them get started. So under build a common interest, how do you do that? I mean, it's easy to say, go build a common interest. Well, how do I do that? Well, here's some cool questions you can use. So for each of the steps, it guides them. So there's some questions. So until they get comfortable with this system, they can go back and use this as a template for putting together some questions. And so let them know this is what they should use. Schedule the face-to-face and then do the bond with them. And then our next one talks about our sound bites. Again, some people, what I found though, even some people that have been networking for a long time, they might be a little stale in their sound bites. It sounds like kind of a broken record, one they've used forever. So we want some core things to be the same, but how do we help people shake that up? Or number 2, if someone isn't familiar with doing a sound bite, and share with them the rhythm. Weeks 1, 3, and 5, you get 30 seconds for a full sound bite. Here's a worksheet you can work through so that you have a great sound bite. Sharing with them, remember how you show up at the meeting is how you show up in life. So if you come in, you're like, oh, sound bites. Yeah, what's going on? I didn't really get anything right. I really don't know what to say. Oh goodness, they're not getting my referrals, right? So let them know this is your time to shine. So make sure you're prepared, share a quick story, share how you helped people, share about your business, something intriguing in your industry. I always learn such cool things from people's sound bites. And then we've got a worksheet to help them practice. So we want to make sure they feel comfortable, that they know the expectation around a sound bite. Some people, if you don't know Paula Helgerson in the Minnesota region, she is the queen of sound bites. So if you want help, she has hers down. She knows how many, she has hers all printed and reads them because she gets nervous, but she knows how many lines of text she can have. So she is at 30 seconds every week on the dot. So get together with Paula Helgerson if you want to, and just some more resources so you can help them feel comfortable on what they should do for their sound bites. We can keep going, Tina. Then the showcase. Make sure as well that they understand that they will get an opportunity. They'll be put in the showcase schedule. How your chapter does that, share that with them. Make sure that they can get on that schedule. They'll be nervous. Some of the people are like, can I have the whole hour? They're ready to share. So again, just helping them, you be aware, this is where you can practice part of your sales presentation. This is how you can put it together. Share some things about you, your business, a success story. Make it fun. I've had people do quizzes about their business. They've been in the chapter, we've been together for a while, so they did a quiz and then I won a prize because I, answered the most questions. So you can make it fun and have a call to action. That's for you guys too. Don't forget, give me something to do to help you or help myself at the end of that showcase. So again, just letting them be prepared and know that this is coming and a great opportunity. And the tools and resources are here so they can plan that out, what they want to do during their showcase time, and let them know they'll get feedback as well. Sometimes that scares people, sometimes it motivates people, right? So again, still just the resources there, Tina, that we have. And tips for presenting. And this is no, we're still going. This isn't the end of step 2 yet. Or meeting number 2. Then I want to make sure people understand the rhythm that for weeks 2 and 4, it's just your quick intro. And I know a lot of chapters kind of struggle with that and they do sound bites every time. Well, if you're a bigger chapter and you do sound bites weeks 2 and 4, I don't know how you're fitting in the training and your showcases, right? So make sure that they know that on weeks 2 and 4, it's intro. It's my name, my business, tagline, and maybe a quick offer that I want to give people.
Yeah, we're going down to like 15 seconds in some of
Yes.
the groups. So this is a great way to just get that 15 seconds.
Mhm. Absolutely. Then goal setting. We want to help, with our accountability and our results. Those are some of our core values as well. And so our 135 GPS business planning tool is amazing. We just did a workshop on it earlier this week. We talked about it in our chapter meetings in November. So we want to introduce people. We don't want them to have to wait till the next workshop or chapter meeting where it comes up. We want them to know from the beginning, here is a tool. And this one might be a little small for them to write on. You can show them in the hub where they can download it. And they can actually use this for their business, for their chapter, for them as a member. I want to set goals for how many face-to-faces, personal, nonprofits, man, this can be used in so many different avenues. So this is something that we want them to know from the very beginning, that there's this great tool available to them. And again, amazing training from Dave Jenks in the back in the hub.
Yeah, there is for explaining this. Also, just if you want to find the document itself, just I think it's a PDF of this. If you go into resources in the hub at the top navigation tool and you go into the search, you have to do 1 space 3 space 5 for it to pull it up for some reason. So just look under that and you'll be able to get that document.
And we're updating our search. So it'll be what's called a fuzzy search. I learned a new word. So that even if you type it wrong, it'll find it. If you don't type it exactly.
That's in the 2.0 coming.
Yeah, that's coming next year. So again, action steps. So you conclude the meeting, answer any questions from them, let them know, hey, do at least once face-to-face before we meet again, and put it in the hub so we can see that it's in there. Create your next soundbite, your showcase, and complete a 135. So those are some of their assignments. And then when you come back for meeting 3, again, we're recommending in the next 10 days, do meeting 3, and you're going to talk to them about contributing. And one of our core values is contribution. So how can they contribute and share the structure? They may not have gotten the rhythm of that quite yet, of the leadership team, all the other teams that we have, and how they can contribute. It's a talent maybe they already have, or maybe it's a talent they want to work on. I know one gentleman in the first chapter that Chaz launched, he wanted to do the training and he wasn't very good. But he so wanted to do it. And so Chaz coached and worked with him. I subbed in that meeting and he did phenomenal. So we not only want you to shine with the talent you currently have, but we want to help you build new talents. So make sure they understand the team environment that we've built around a chapter and how they can contribute. Social and community events. So again, making sure they understand that there's opportunities. Let's connect outside. Let's be friends. Let's have fun. And let's give back to our community so that each chapter can look at how they want to give back in their community. There's training events that they can go to on the regional level, on the national level. So make sure you're aware, like in your region, are there certain events that happen all the time? Like in Minnesota, every quarter we have a training event, and every quarter we have a maximize your membership call. So you want to customize this part so they're plugged in right away in your region to the meetings that they want to come to outside their chapter meeting. And connect. Who here has been to Connect? If you haven't, please come next year. It's such an amazing experience. So make sure you're there, make sure they know. We'll have the website for you so that you can make sure that they know there's this.
I thought you meant something else. I wasn't there. So.
Oh, that's okay. Well, you can come with us this year.
Come on, Pam, you got to come with us. We actually have 16 people from New York coming, so it's cool.
Awesome. So at this point, it's awareness. You know, they might not be ready to commit to that, but you'd be surprised. I've had new members come in and within a few weeks, they are plugged into everything and signed up to attend everything, which is really fun. I think the other important thing for people to know is all the contacts and resources. So these next few pages is just really letting them know who they can get in touch with. Let's say, so my members too, that I'm not always available. I want them to know we have an amazing HQ team that can support and help them. So make sure they know all those resources. And here's just a general resources where the university, the online store, if they want to get cool merchandise. Tammy Greenslade in Rochester, she just bought all her members the Master Networks hats and took pictures at their meeting. They're so cute. And we need them in Minnesota. We're a little chilly. Jen, I know you don't need them in Texas, but we need them here. So all the social media handles, so wherever they hang out on social media, we want them to come hang out with us there as well. And then there's an action step as well. So follow on social media, get familiar with the website and pages. So that's really the formal. So it's those 3 meetings. The first one within about a week, hopefully that they've joined, then 10 days. And then we really thought it would be important to do a 4th meeting just to kind of wrap things up, check on them, see how they're doing, and answer any questions. And you can maybe even ask leadership, take a look in the hub, you know, have they passed any referrals? Have they received any? How are their face-to-faces looking? So that's what we're recommending. This is what we're going to launch and how we're going to start this. And after you've used it a couple times, we want you to get back in touch and give us your feedback. And I will send out this is a Word document, so you can practice, you can make your notes on what you want to share during those different meetings that you have with them. So that's what I have to share. Tina, what did I miss or what would you like to add?
I have an ask for this meeting. So we also have 2 times a month, we have national new member orientations calls. It's a 1-hour call. It's on a Tuesday. We have them at different times of the day, depending. And right now I've had a year of people that have been working with me on that. I would love if any of you would like to volunteer for a meet. If we have enough people like we did, we had 8 people this past year. They did it like once every 3 months. And they got on and they met new people and went through an orientation like this, did networking. And I know I had Jerry Terwilliger from Jonah's group. He was unbelievable and he got so much out of it and he connected with people all over the country. So if it's something that you might do with me, I could really appreciate you use some new volunteers. Again, it would be once, I'd be having a meeting, you'd be leading the meeting. I myself could be there with you, or, you know, if you learn and want to do it by yourself or with another person. Once every, thank you, Jennifer. I love that already. She raised her hand. So
Are you
it's
talking
really
about doing it like Sarah just did it?
well, what you're doing, so this was a meeting for you. We actually have a PowerPoint that's a new member orientation for new members. Like you guys are the advisors. So it's a PowerPoint, it's an online, and the reason we do it we have orientation in a couple of ways. New member advisors do orientation. Some people go and get something. Some people want to go in and look at videos because they want the $200 back. And some people come to, believe it or not, our new member national orientation call, the new members, because they want to meet new members and they want maybe a layering effect. None of it replaces any of the other. It's just layered. So if anybody would like to, I'll send out a little bit of more information to all of you to see if anybody wants to step up like Tammy. And it's really fun. I have a really good time because I meet people coming in and we just, infuse them with hey, this is great. This is a family, that kind of thing. So if you want to, I'll send that out along with the survey that I'm going to send to you along with that checklist. So that was my ask for today.
And it is structured and put together. So there's a PowerPoint that you go through, there's talking points. So it's a little high, it's not a little, it's a lot higher level than what we did today, because we want the national one to be at a high level. Then some regions have members get together and do a regional orientation. Then we want the new member advisor one to be very detailed, where we're actually logging in hands-on. But the national one is more of an awareness. Hey, did you know you have MNU?
Affiliate rewards, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see one.
Yeah, come to the next. We'll start them again in January. We just had one the other day.
Yeah, if I saw one, maybe I would want to do it.
Right, we're averaging about 14 people coming per meeting. It's actually really fun. I like it. So anybody have questions?
I have a question. So first of all, yes, add me to that. But
Woo!
my question is, as a new member advisor, what do we all have access to, such as you mentioned, like the numbers, the leadership team. Now we've gotten a transfer into ours since I became new member advisor, but I was never notified other than my president telling me we've got a new member that transferred and I knew it was coming. So are we supposed to be on emails when we have a new member? Because I know presidents get that. I would think we would get it if it's a new member into our chapter, notifying us.
You know, I know we have the whole leadership team added, but I'm not sure, Tina, do you remember if we added new member advisors to those notifications?
No, but I'll go in workplace and ask Caitlin.
Yeah, because we can do that. We could add, that's a good idea if we have
Good
another.
idea. Yeah,
Yeah, I
if
mean,
we're
our
not
job
doing
is-
it, it's a good idea.
And hopefully we can reach them before the next meeting even, and at least introduce ourselves if
Yeah.
anything, so,
Excellent point.
okay.
Quick comment. Since a lot of my members, we've been around for 7, 8 years. And so none of us have had this training, well, except me. So I already told my group that everyone's going to get all of the details, and I'm going to run through this, just what you went through today with everybody. Because when I started, we didn't have any technology. We did everything by paper and pen.
I remember.
Sarah? So I love it. And it always bothered me that we never really did 135 GPS like in the meetings, except maybe once a year. But now I just had my aha moment, because now you're going to do it with new member orientation. And then that's your plug to say, hey, go ahead. We have mastery, which gets into more detail. And then you have your quarterly trainings, and then you have your face-to-faces. Like, you get so much outside of your weekly meeting that you will just be blown away. This is not a 1 hour a week meeting. You just have to see the big picture. So thank you
Hey,
for that.
And Tammy, invite all of your people when we put out the schedule for the National New Member Advisor. Anybody can come to that. I
Yeah.
mean, and the other thing, what's really interesting, one of our big groups in White Plains, they've got 53 members.
Oh
They're
my.
actually putting they're putting on we're trying out a new thing called Current Member Advisor. So,
Current.
member advisor, not new member advisor, but current, like to
Oh,
be
yes.
liaison.
'Cause everyone needs this training. Yes.
Right. So we're trying that out in one of our groups, but you're right. Some people have been around so long, they hear this and it goes in one side and out the other,
And I have 15 members. So hearing to meet, and I also do the member, and I'm the chapter president and do social media. I have too many hats right now.
Everything.
So my stomach, the pit of my stomach panicked when you said that we have to meet 4 times. But then the more I listened, the more I'm just going in my brain, like, how can I make this work? How can I make this work? Where I'm not overwhelmed with thinking that it's 4 more meetings that I have to add onto my busy schedule. But I'll brainstorm with Sarah and we will make it work.
Okay, let me just tell you something. There's no reason for you to be doing these. Your president,
I know.
find the new member advisor.
I know, but it's easier said than done. I have assigned
Let's-
roles to everyone, so I'm getting there, but
let's
it's
talk.
challenging.
Let me help you. Let us help you. I have some of my people from New York that I can vouch for. I'm sure everybody here, but everybody's got you've got great ideas. Basically what I do is I go to people, just FYI, we go to people, we identify who we think would be good. For instance, Tammy Bosch Weinfeld was like a no-brainer. We just knew. So we go to her and we say, Tammy, we think you'd be great at this. We don't say, do you want to be this? We say, we think you'd be great at this. And it was true. We all knew that you'd be great at this.
Right.
And it's really hard for them to say no, right, Tammy?
Right.
It's like a voluntold thing, but it's amazing because what we're doing though is setting them up for some social currency. And I know
of course, there's definitely a benefit. I totally get it. And I just did this with the group, and I just got the social media person to say yes.
Good.
And then she's still not doing anything. So then I'm still doing it.
Well.
So it's kinks. You got to work out the kinks. That's
Yep.
why I need these meetings, because everyone else is, has the same growing pains, and we will make it work.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
And there's
The other
also-
thing
It is
to
a
let-
lot, though, I will say.
Yeah.
It-
Pardon?
this is still a lot. Like, I know you said that you revamped it, but it's still a lot.
Well, it's a lot to onboard, but I mean, if you think about it, going through those pages, it's probably like 3 or 4 pages really per meeting.
And we need this for retention. You really do. Like, they need to know
Yeah.
what they're paying for,
Thanks, Brian.
so they stay.
Yeah.
Can I just ask on average, what is the time for the meetings?
Well, since we divided it up, we aren't sure.
Oh.
I mean, I'm just gonna be real honest.
I would
don't,
do, I would
we
do
used to,
more than an hour. I mean, I wouldn't have it be at all more than an hour and hopefully less.
yeah, I think the first 2 are probably, I would schedule an hour. I think the third one is more probably a half hour.
Check
And even
in.
that check-in one could be 15 minutes. So they don't have to be like full hour meetings every time.
No.
And I think with your feedback, we're going to find out somewhat how long they're taking, and do we need to shorten, do we need to tweak some things? And I also, if you get a couple new members that start within a few days of each other, there's no reason you can't have those 2 people with you on those. It doesn't have to just be, I think, Tina, one-on-one, it can be a group of you that if you have several members that
Absolutely.
join together, do it all together. So that's you leverage your time that way. Brian, did you
Leveraging
have
your
a question?
time too, if you just back it up with your regular weekly meeting and just have it right after or right before,
Yeah,
usually can work well too.
yeah.
And listen, if it has to be cut in half, we wanted to give you a framework, because what you're also doing at the same time is this, you're getting into relationship with these people. Like, they're gonna love you. They're gonna be like, not just they've got their sponsor, but you're like their mentor. Think about that. Go ahead.
What's your recommendation for the objection of like, oh my God, I have no time. Because I just went through this with a new member that I wasn't really supposed to be doing it, but we had a face-to-face. So I kind of like, I didn't do this, but I was talking to her and she goes, oh my God, I got something from Tina. And it's like, I can't read all that even. Like, I can't even like process. And she was just so overwhelmed with the email. Yeah, it's a lot. And when they don't want to, we
I mean,
really
you can't force anybody to do it, but go ahead, Rick, go ahead.
So
Can-
remember with any training, you have to connect first before you share information with someone. So if you make that connection first, then they'll want to learn from you. So take it upon yourself to make a really strong connection with that person. Again, like Tina said, that's social currency, but then you can figure out how to disseminate this information at a pace that's good for them. I think what we're outlining here is a framework. Doesn't mean you can't do it in 15-minute bites and maybe take 6 chances. So, I think we've got to, use each new member as a separate case. This is just a framework. So, use your judgment. We're people. So connection is the key.
Al, I know you have to leave. Go ahead.
Wanted to say thank you, everybody, for your time. Merry Christmas and a happy, healthy, prosperous New Year.
Merry
Thank you,
Christmas,
dear.
Al.
See
See you,
you all
buddy.
again.
Nice
Thanks.
to meet you.
Anything else?
I just wanted to say quickly too, that in
Thank you.
response to that, Tammy, is also the, just getting them to take a breath and understand that what you're bringing to them is to make sure they get value from their membership.
Thanks.
That these are some, if you've got 10 minutes, I'm going to show you one trick to make sure you get value from your membership, because they're making an investment. And really, if you bear it down, that's what this is all about, is making sure people understand. Because like Tammy said, so many people look at this as, I pay a membership to go to a 1-hour weekly meeting. And if that's what they think, oh my goodness, they're missing out. So I think too, like Rick said, making that strong connection and then trying to meet them where they're at. I love that idea.
It'd be really cool, Tammy, like if for that person go, okay. And then maybe like, they're not interested, let's say, in the 45-day getting their 200. This is why we're trying to push this, is to get for people that want to get their money back. That's why we want to have you guys meet them in the first week, because they only have then 45 days from the start to get their $200 back. So that's why we push the time in the beginning. But let's say they just want to have one and you've shown them the hub and they blow you off after that. That's fine. You have to meet them where they are. Like, you can't push 3 meetings on them if they're not going to do it. If that woman, if that person is like, underwater and she's not in a good space, hey, let me just show you how to get on the hub so you can get the directory at least. At the very least, get them on the hub so they can find people. And then just you can't worry about it, but let your leadership know that they're unable to make it. It's just a good way to keep accountability.
I think the other thing that this came from is when at headquarters, we would get a call, someone wants to deactivate. Well, there's no value. And you start asking questions. They've never heard of the hub. They've never heard of the Mass Networks University. I've never gone to a training event. And, so this is part of it too, is just helping them understand. But if they're not ready to hear it, but what might happen later, Tammy, is they're going to hear some things in the meeting. What do you mean we have a university? I've never seen the university. Oh, you haven't? Let me 5 minutes and let me show you how to get in. It's real easy. There might be some of that FOMO going on eventually.
Yeah, just meet them, don't worry about it, Tammy. If they can't, they can't.
Yeah.
You can't make somebody do anything. Topi, you wanted to end this? We're gonna get going.
Oh, I asked my question. I guess I didn't lower my hand.
Oh, okay, good. Good. Okay, and we're here, Sarah, I'll put my information. Well, you guys all have my email and my stuff. Sarah, just put your information in the chat
I did.
also.
I
Does
did.
anybody not know how to save the chat at this point? Save the chat, make sure you connect with somebody. We're all in this together. You know what I mean? It's like, I just want you to know how valuable you are. And I think this is a very valuable seat, more so than some of the other roles in the chapter. Imagine meeting every new person that comes in and making a relationship with them.
Yeah,
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for your commitment to this. And we look forward to your